Hey everybody, it's Yanni Collins from Oz Living, where we feature serial entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and prominent figures in the blockchain space. And with me today is Jeremy Goh. He's the founder and CEO of World Food Chain and the world's first farm NFT market, the Food Starter. Jeremy, thank you so much for joining me.
You're welcome.
So Jeremy, you are a Singaporean, but a Filipino, quite a genuine Filipino at heart.
Yeah.
Tell me all about it. How did that make?
Well, for starters, I love Filipino food. That's always the kicker. But I think what is really important is I see great opportunity in developing Filipino business in terms of food manufacturing and farming. At the same time, enjoy working with Filipinos. That's really important. And the people that we have hired over the years, they proved to be good friends, loyal friends, and not just a transaction type thing, right? And then I think Filipinos have always been great with interpersonal skills and relationship building, and we had a lot of fun times over the years. And I've ran apps development company in Philippines, and we've done call centers, sort of thing. But it is only in the last couple of years that we thought, hey, we need to deepen our root. Mm-hmm. So we looked really hard, and then we thought, okay, farming and food is such a great, important thing to the world, right? And the Philippines has so much to offer. Yeah.
Okay, just to give a little bit context to our audience,
Yep.
Tell us what you do and tell us all about your company.
Sure. So my company is World Food Chain with headquartered here in Singapore, but we also have a subsidiary company in Philippines, mm-hmm. right, based out in BGC. Our farms, however, operate in Bacolod, in Moshe, and we're running a livestock pig farm in mm-hmm. Bacolod. And what we do is we partner with local farmers, we hire them, we made sure that they are all gainfully employed and they come work at the farm. My partner in Bacolod is also a Singaporean PR, but he's Filipino, and he manages the farm business with his wife Lisa. And great team. The team over in Bacolod is amazing. They take care of not just the pigs, but also the farmer and their family, right?
How exactly do they take care of the pigs?
So we created sort of housing units for mm-hmm. the female pigs, mm-hmm. the sows. Short of naming them, which is then really hard emotionally, we just pen 1, 2, 3, right? Yeah, and what they do is we feed them well, mm-hmm. right? And
give them a little massage.
Yeah, apple, corn, stuff like that, right? And Lisa, she's so great. She has a sort of like a friendship with the female pigs, right? She massaged their feet, their legs, and every time after they, yeah. And then of course, the farmers would then make sure that they walk. They take them on like a sort of like a walkabout, mm-hmm. as they say in Australia, and they sort of like train them and create better stamina for the female pigs. So you can't just have them in the pens and then after that finished and then again, right? So they need to train up and they need to be healthy all the time. So some walking is important, right food, and ensure that they are housed properly, right? Mm-hmm. So the farm is gated. Mm-hmm. It's treated for anyone who wants to enter. They have to chemical disinfect their shoe, mm-hmm. Wrapped in proper plastic covers, mm-hmm. and then we take them on the tour. They have to be masked up, not because of COVID, but just the way it is. Yeah, I want to make sure that there's not any sort of influenza or flu infection to the pig community. And it's up on a hill. It overlooks Moshe. It's really nice. It's like their own resort type thing, So it was great to get that started, mm-hmm. and then it grew to the extent that now we had to buy another plot of land.
Mm-hmm. When did you start?
We started when?
When did you start?
When we started back.
And why Bacolod?
Yeah, so Bacolod was because my partners from Bataan, right?
Bataan.
But the real reason why we started was we were thinking like how to then create opportunities for employment beyond the tech world that we are always doing, you know.
Yeah.
So it seems like farming soothes the soul, you know, and it's also a known fact that in Bacolod there's a lot of farmers, and the community there are quite united. So there's a Hogs Farms Association, there's a fruits farm, yeah, and then the slaughterhouse is well run, very clean, AA standard, and a lot of good feedback from how the produce tastes. Right, every time we each batch we'll grill a lechon and try it ourselves. You know, yeah, we're trying to do better than Marvin, but it's good to be able to supply to Cavite and other regions as well. So when we started back in 2016, yeah, that sort of gave us the opportunity to look at how we can create a holistic farming experience from a business perspective, but also holistic in the sense that we hire local, we make sure that they are paid relatively well, we're able to support their kids, if anything, to school, right? And now and then the usual typhoon, tornadoes, and floods.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we'll actually donate again, and that's just CSR, right? But it's someone's life they're impacting. So. Yeah. November there was a huge one for Odette, and most of their livestock were wiped out. Exactly. One of our farmers' granddaughter was crushed in the house. She was alone at home while she was working on the farm. So we're really sad. So we helped the funeral, paid for it, went to her school, I think, if I'm not wrong, and gave a bunch of donations and subsidies to the families that were affected. Yeah, and it was good that all the families came, and we just wanted to make sure that there's continuity in what we're trying to do beyond just farming, right? And hopefully, by end of this year, we should be able to create, like I told you earlier, a deli that we want to build for a butchery. So we're going to upgrade some of the farmers. Instead of just doing farming, they could do butchering. They can be trained in skills on how to cut different cuts of meats. Yeah. Maybe get into the marination, and then, you know, so like food production. So that's at least the next 3-year plan, if no disruption again.
Amazing. So I love that you care about your people so much.
Yeah, we have to. Yeah.
And you're very hands-on with your business. You seem so knowledgeable about everything that's happening.
We trace the deliveries too, you know, to make sure that they, when they're delivering the raw baboys, the fridge is not open. Stuff like that, you know.
Where did you learn all this?
I was from hotel school. Okay. I graduated in hospitality many years ago.
So it's really a passion of yours.
Yeah, it is. And what was so interesting is that when I got into farming, back in 1990, was my first internship in a farm vineyard, actually, in Orange County in New South Wales. Was learning how to set up a vineyard to grow grapes for the vineyards. So I thought, hey, this is so cool. But I'm not sure if I want to do that at that age, right? Sort of like really much 2-3 decades ago. And then in time, I realized that, hey, since the opportunity presented itself, and you get to go to the farms all the time, you know, and there's so much more meaningful than just, not that there's anything wrong with, you know, business, technology and all that, but I think farming is, I think, another way of utilizing technology to create farming opportunities, right? So we then look at introducing IoT equipment at the farm, you know, and tokenizing and recording the husbandry to the average weight, the slaughter weight of our livestock. And if we can improve even with the feeds, we'll do that.
Tell me about the NFT side of things in your business.
So while we're doing that, we realized that, hey, there's a good gain, right, by having the sale of the piglets. So the truth is, lechon pricing went up from like 85 pesos a kilo to over 200 60.
Wow.
Right, the last 2-3 years. Even with then President Duterte signing the import agreements with different countries, and and it keeps going up. So we thought, hey, so what are we doing? Right? We could take the opportunity to expand our farm, but also we wanted it to be sustainable. In order for us to hire more people, the farm needs to be profitable. So we started talking to different parties, we call them contributors, who are keen to take on one NFT, which is a representation of 10 souls, right? And they get the gain of the sale. So if the soul gives birth to 15 piglets per soul, right? Every 6 months or so, or that cycle, and then the sale from the piglets, they get a revenue share from that.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is not a trading type NFT.
NFT, yes.
Yeah. So we wanted to make sure that there's real product. So the tokenization of a real asset, which in our case is livestock, and at the same time we're being able to have the proof of ownership for the pigs to the contributors. So that resides in their MetaMask wallet. And every time there's a return, we just transfer it to their MetaMask wallet. So this is every 6 months they get back some.
Can you run me through the process?
Sure.
Do you have an app and then?
Yeah. We're launching in a week's time a food starter NFT marketplace.
Okay.
All different types of NFT projects that will be listed in there. So we curate the project. It's not like anyone can just be part of it. Right? The truth is you want to make sure that it's credible business. And these businesses has to be able to prove that they have the capabilities of the return, right? Or the revenue share, because you can't just tell a token holder and say, hey, you're going to get back 10% addition to your committed NFT principal amount, but then you get nothing, right? So we have to make sure that they've been operating, they're good at what they're doing. And in the farming world or food manufacturing world, a lot of good practices are required. Fair trade, the type of people they hire, conditions in which their farms and the factories are at, the people are working there. So we curate everything, we KYC everything about them, from their business certificates to their licenses, who they are, what they do, past receipts, their bank statements, making sure they've sold that product before, they're not just a trader, because we don't allow trader in our marketplace at all. Right, so it's really people who are manufacturers or growers. Okay. Then once they're onboarded, we set up the account, we create the program, and then we mint the NFT on Binance. We have or Polygon, we can do that too. Ethereum, that's another. So there's 3 protocols that we've integrated into our marketplace. But we're not going to just at the moment allow anyone to mint it on their own, because there's a lot of proof of everything, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's hard to mint.
Exactly. Yeah. So the minting part is the simple part. It's just loading up the token and then minting, right?
Yeah.
And then listing it on the protocol. But what we're trying to do is to make sure that we responsibly looking through each project that we're onboarding, right? So if in the case of the pig farm, it's sort of our farm, so it's okay because we have all the title deed, the certs, and we're just doing locally. We're not really exporting at this point in time because it's insufficient to begin with. In fact, even Jollibee is running out of chicken. So it's funny, right? So we're trying to make sure that once this is done, that whole minting process is done on our marketplace. We mint each project. So if a one lot of pigs of 10 is one NFT, so we'll put the data into our marketplace, the back end, and mint that token, and then we either list it or we could also auction it, right, for people who are interested to come into the NFT space. Yeah. So once they go into the NFT marketplace, they connect their MetaMask wallet, they buy that token, and then that sends a notification to our farmers in Philippines that, hey, one lot of 10 has been purchased. Go ahead and buy the 10 souls. Yeah, so that's automated.
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're listing this on the GTX exchange.
That is the token part.
The token part.
Yeah, it's not the NFT.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll talk about the token part in a bit. But just the NFT itself, we could create multiple projects, just like see different categories in other platforms, right? So in Foodstarter, we are trying to bring on board credible businesses as well. So it could be a food manufacturer that's doing a half produce ready-to-eat meal, right? And then they wanted someone to then finish it, right? So in order to tokenize it, we need to create utility for the factory. So if you buy an NFT of that factory that is able to sell X number of ready-to-eat meals a month, you get a revenue share. So that's an example of how you tokenize a food manufacturer as opposed to a farm.
Okay.
Yeah, but it is growing, that trend. We would see more and more of those things coming on board, yeah, in our project.
Tell me, how does this all synergize with Oz Living?
Yeah, so we have another project that we've done for wines, and these on-premiers and unbolted wines, they're still in the barrel. By on-premier means that they're waiting to be bolted, usually 24 months. So these wines from Burgundy and Bordeaux, they are of certain value, and some of them are collectible levels type of wine. So it could be wines from 1945 all the way to 2019 wines. So depending on if it's a good year as well, right? So if it's really sought after, we could take a batch, like a case of 12, 6, or entire barrel and tokenize that. So we wanted to then sell it as or market it as a wine future, which is a very common product, even in the world of banking today. But what we realized is that in addition to just selling it as a tokenized wine future, there needs to be other privileges that comes along with it, right? What product can match those, the sort of like good class asset, right? Yeah, so we thought, okay, if we have something that is fully legalized, with the ability to access a citizenship, a business, or even proper usage of tax, then it will actually encompass that into a business. So Vince from OZ Living told us about the amazing project that he's doing. Right, he's creating this new zone for business to exist, and we look at and I see it goes beyond crypto, right? And the whole experience of OZ Living is to provide access to a whole new world, and we want to provide the asset class to a whole new world.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. So we saw that as a bundle package that we can market together. Right. We did our clearance with GTX to say, hey, we're a utility token. We're not here to trade in that sense, right? And so how do we then package this together? So we said, let's tokenize the wines. He has a product that's essentially being able to be included into the wine NFTs. So if you buy $250,000 worth of wine NFTs, it comes along with a e-citizenship.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
wow, what a powerful duo.
Yeah, and so in Bataan, we're trying to build up a large, I think about 100,000 square feet of wine storage for like a bonded warehouse. So it could also be then sub-routed and distributed to other parts of Asia. And wine suppliers or growers from Australia, New Zealand who wants to also come into the ecosystem, we welcome them to tokenize with us, and we can also distribute that, especially for their on-premise. So we know at the end of the day, what is important is it's a product that we can store, we can tokenize, we can distribute. The people who buys this OZ Living tokens and also the NFT tokens from XVA, which is our wine tokens, could also run a wine business out from Bataan and supply them to the rest of the Philippines. That's pretty much
That's the
thoughts,
goal.
yeah.
Wow, amazing. You just blow my mind. Well, thank you so much, Jeremy, for joining me.
welcome.
It was
Yeah.
such an interesting conversation to
Thank
be
you.
had, and I would love to do
Sure.
another one with you in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.